Hello everyone, welcome to Deepika Makeup. Hope you all are doing super awesome. In today's video, we're gonna test the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus face products. I have their foundation, concealer and also face powder. So let's put this to test. If you are on my channel, you know that Wet n Wild is one of my favorite brands. It's cruelty free, it's very inexpensive and it's available at drugstores. Wet n Wild has been doing a great job at releasing new products, and most of the products that I've tried are a hit. I was able to find these products at Walmart, and all the three products are priced at $4.68, but on their website the foundation is $5.99, the concealer is $4.99 and the powder is $3.99. Online, I think I saw about 18 to 20 shades in this foundation, but I don't see all those shades at the stores. I think I hardly saw about 10 shades, and I'm in the shade Desert Beige. Again, with the concealer I've seen 8 shades, but in stores I was able to see I think 6 shades, and even the powder comes in 6 shades, but at stores I was able to see only 4 shades. So if you can find your perfect shades at stores, fantastic, but you can also check out their website. This line is called Photo Focus, and these line of products claim to have no flashback, and it seems they have tested under 7 light conditions with top smartphone models and with and without flash. So the 7 light conditions are clear blue sunlight sky, outdoors PM, indoors PM, electronic flash, fluorescent light, bathroom light, nightclub lights. Alright, so anyways, I have put this to test. I have worn these products for about 7 hours, and I'm actually filming this intro and also the end of the video after I tested this. So coming to the packaging, the foundation comes in this glass bottle, and really nice packaging. I mean, I can see the foundation shade up top, and also I will know when I'm running out of the foundation. But the only unnecessary part is this spatula. I mean, this foundation is liquidy enough that you can pour this out, or a pump would have been much more amazing, but I don't see the point of having this spatula. And whenever I'm putting the foundation on the back of my hand, I'm adding much more bacteria into the bottle, which I am not a great fan of. So concealer comes in this plastic packaging, kind of like a lip gloss, and it comes with a doe foot applicator. Really nice, no complaints. And the powder also comes in a plastic packaging, and it is kind of like in this dome shape, like a baked baked product, and it does not have any mirror or sponge, which I'm very happy because those actually add up to the packaging. I usually prefer to apply my powder with a brush anyways, so I like the packaging of the powder as well. All the products don't smell anything unusual. There is no special fragrance to it. They all smell like pretty much just like any other foundation. So let's see how it applies and wears, and I will give you my final thoughts. So I'm first going to apply some primer, and I usually don't do my makeup without using a primer, only because I have oily skin, and also I do have pores, and also bumpy areas on my cheeks because of my acne. So I like to go with primer. So I test my foundations with primer. So first I'm using this foundation. I'm in the shade 372 Desert Beige, and I'm going to apply half of my face with a brush and half of my face with a wet sponge, because those are the two ways I like to apply my foundation for the most part. So first I'm going to go in with the brush. I'm using Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Wow, the shade is pretty nice match for me. I thought it was it would be like a little gray from what I saw in the bottle, but when I applied it on my skin, I think it has actually matched very well. It is a little warm. It has just a little bit of red undertone to it, but we'll see after the concealer and powder. We'll see how it goes, but the shade is actually a very nice match for me, and the coverage is beautiful. It's not fully matte. It has a little bit of not dewy, but natural finish. As you can see, it has covered really well, and it feels almost like I don't have any product on my face. It feels really lightweight. and as you can see, it has covered really well. I don't think I will go with concealer on top of this. I am actually building it up just to see if there's any patchiness, and it's actually built it up really well and has added some more coverage. The application was also really quick. Now I'm going with damp sponge on this side. I think I like the brush better, because the sponge is actually soaking up a lot of product, you guys. I mean, I took a whole pump of this foundation, and I was barely able to cover that much. So I would definitely use a brush with this foundation, and even applying with a brush gave more coverage than using um, a sponge. You can see the blemishes are not covering as well as it covered with a brush. I'm actually have to go with a couple more coats to get that coverage. Obviously with the sponge, the finish is much more real, meaning it looks almost like my skin when applying with a sponge, but the sponge is actually soaking up a lot of product. If you have clear skin and you don't really mind having, you know, light coverage, go with the sponge. The finish is actually really good, but I prefer a brush because the coverage is better. Can you tell? I mean, I can tell the coverage is much more better on this side, and also it took quite a less of product to cover on this side. Okay, we will move on to concealer. So that's the concealer, and I got it in the shade medium tawny. So I'm gonna apply this under my eyes. It's a tad bit lighter, which is just perfect. It's nice and creamy, and it's just a little bit thick, so it gives some coverage. So I'm also going to apply this on the bridge of my nose, center of my eyebrows, cupid's bow, and chin. I'm going to use my wet sponge. Like it. I like it. The concealer has a little bit of yellow undertone, which is just perfect for my skin tone. Let's see how it covers under my eyes, because I usually go with the color corrector and then go with concealer. So we'll see how this goes. I would still go with color corrector because I can still see the darkness beneath this one, but I'm just gonna leave it like this for the sake of this video. I'm also going to try and use this concealer on my blemishes. I usually prefer to use a thicker concealer for my blemishes, but I'm just gonna apply this on the areas where the foundation didn't really do 100%. Well, it's not my favorite to cover blemishes. I mean, for under eyes and also to highlight, it's nice, but it didn't really cover my blemishes. We'll set everything with the powder from the same line, and it looks just a little bit pink, but we'll see how it works on my skin. So I'm going to use the same foundation brush. I like to use the foundation brush itself because it adds some coverage to the skin. So I'm just gonna, yeah, it's a little pink, you guys, and it's not adding much coverage. It's a very really light powder. So this is a perfect powder if you wanna touch up throughout the day and not cake up your face. This just blots oils of your skin without adding coverage, which is actually really nice. You can just throw this in your purse. It'll be perfect. I'm done with my full face of makeup, and I really like all the three products. Right now I don't feel like my skin is too oily or dewy. It looks very natural. It's not too matte, of course. It looks natural, and The finish is good, the coverage is good, it doesn't feel like I have too much makeup on my face, and I absolutely love it. I will be checking back with you throughout the day, and we'll see how long this foundation is going to last on my skin. The time now is 4:40, and I'll check back with you in some Alright you guys, my first checking. The time now is 6:20, so it's been about 1.5 to 2 hours that I have these products on my face, and everything is holding up really well. I still feel the same. I don't think the products are fading. Neither do I see much oiliness going on. I do see just a little bit of oil forming on my nose, but nothing major. Everything looks intact. I think the concealer is actually fading a little bit. I'm not really sure at this point, but I do see some darkness. It did not crack, or it's not looking anything unusual, but I feel like I have some darkness around this time. So we'll wait and see. It's just been 2 hours. Alright you guys, this is my second update. The time now is 9:06. So after 4.5 5 hours, let's say 5 hours, I don't see much of any difference. I do see that the product is actually fading around my nose. It's actually cracked around my nose, but I think some additional primer would do the job. Except that I don't see the product fading anywhere. I don't see that my skin is too oily. I don't feel the need to blot or add powder to my face, which is actually really nice, and that is it. I mean, 5 hours, it's still going very strong. I'm going to keep this for some more time. Maybe it's 9 o'clock already, so I might just keep it till like 10:30 or 11 o'clock and see how this holds up. And I think 5 hours wait time, and this application is actually really nice. And if I add setting spray, which I always do when I do my makeup, I think I can prolong the wait time to a couple more hours. So far it's actually going really good. I'm liking it. So I'm here for my final update. The time now is 11 o'clock, and it's time for me to remove my makeup and hit the bed. I do see some oiliness on my T-zone area, especially on my nose. I feel the need to blot it, but it's not really bad at the T-zone area either. And in my last update, I mentioned that the foundation has faded around my nose, and that is where it is. It did not fade anymore, and now I actually feel the need to blot the makeup, especially on my nose. Elsewhere it's just the same. It did not fade. It still feels the same. It has become a little more dewy because of my oil. So let's apply this powder a little bit and see if it's adding any coverage, and also how it's blotting the oils. So it is not adding any coverage. It has blotted off the oils, as you can see. So this is a very lightweight powder. It's great as a touch-up powder, and once I have this powder on my face, my makeup looks normal again. So the foundation actually held it up really well even without a setting spray. Of course I do have a primer, but with the setting spray I can prolong this makeup for at least 2 more hours. So first let's talk about the foundation. I really like that it has matched me very well. It has a little bit of red undertone to it, but once I did my makeup it was just fine. I really like that it has blended into my skin so well. It's not showing up the texture of my skin. It did not cling on to dry patches, because I have acne here. I have acne treatment that I'm applying every night, and I do have dry patches around it. This did not cling on to those dry patches, which is amazing. It is matte, but it is not completely matte. It just has that natural finish. I like how it has applied well with sponge and also with a brush. With the wet sponge the finish was a little more natural, but it has soaked up a lot of product, so I would actually prefer using this with a brush. And it looks very flawless. It has covered my blemishes and acne so well. It has built it up very well. It has more coverage when I build it up, and I would say it's a medium to full coverage foundation. And as you saw in the weight test, it stayed on for 7 hours without any issue, and with a setting spray that I usually add, it would take me to another 2 more hours. So it's a great 9-hour foundation for sure. It did not fade throughout the day. My skin didn't get too oily, and I absolutely love this foundation. Then moving on to concealer, I would say this is my least favorite out of the three. Not that this is a bad product. It has a little bit of coverage. It has blended into my skin. I really like the consistency of the product and everything, but I still will have to apply my color corrector. I really like the color. It is just perfect for me to add that natural highlights on my face after I do my foundation. I'm not saying it's a bad concealer or anything. This is pretty much like my Maybelline Fit Me concealer, except that Maybelline Fit Me gives me a little more coverage than this. Moving on to the powder, it's a fantastic powder, you guys. I would instantly throw this in my purse and use this as my touch-up product. It is very light. It doesn't give any coverage. It just blots off oils, gives a matte finish to the face, and it does not cake up on the skin, and I absolutely love this. And that completes this video. If you enjoyed this video and found this video helpful, please don't forget to hit on the thumbs up button, and also do not forget to subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on my social media. I'm Deepika Makeup everywhere. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Goodbye.